I realized that I've been pre-filming videos lately, and I realized that I don't have one for a day coming up when I'm really busy. So I wanted to give you guys a few little April updates, and that's what I'm going to call this video. So when you're watching this, it is April 8th at 7:43 p.m. And I can say now that I am officially approved for the PCA waiver for the state of Connecticut after waiting 4 years and 2 months. And needless to say, I'm very, 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 very excited about that because now I can start looking on places like care.com for a PCA. But for now, we're just gonna tell them that my mom is the PCA and then we're gonna find another one because I've thankfully, thank dear Jesus Lord, I've been approved for 40 hours a week. So that's a full-time job for someone basically, but they recommended that I should have 2 to 3 people maybe ish, just in case one goes on vacation or one wants to go on vacation or someone's sick or they can't make it in that day. So for right now, we're gonna say my mom is my PCA, and then we're gonna work on finding one person because it's all new to me and I have to figure out boundaries and what I'm expecting out of an employee and yes, we're gonna build a kind of a friendship almost, but they're not gonna be my friend because they're gonna be working for me to do my daily things like take me grocery shopping and go to the mall and go to the coffee shop and go to my friend's house and go train my dog with me, and there's going to be certain things that I'm going to need to interview people and all of this stuff. So if you guys could please keep me in your thoughts or send good vibes, or if you pray, send prayers, because this is all new to me and all new to us as a family, and I have a pretty hard time trusting people and letting them do things for me because I don't know, change is really, really, really difficult for me, and transitions are too. They always have been. But I think that this is one that I've been waiting for a very, 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 very long time. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be any easier to cope with. So if you guys could send me prayers, that would be amazing of you, and I would appreciate it. And then the next update is my birthday is in 2 days, and I honestly cannot believe that. I think this year flew by. I snapped really good, so it flew by like that. A lot of stuff has happened this year that hasn't been good. Some friendships have ended abruptly for the better, but it still doesn't mean that it's not sad to lose someone that you thought that you'd talk to forever and would be a maid of honor in your wedding and stuff like that. And it's not Cassidy, don't worry. It's someone else who I choose not to associate with anymore. Or it's multiple people actually, but Cassidy is my A1, day one, best friend. Would trust that girl with my life, so don't even start any drama there because it's not her. It's people that probably don't even think that I exist anymore because I block them. Anyway, so that's been tough. And my grandmother getting sicker has been tough too. But some of the highlights of this year, getting my dog, training her, hanging out with her, bonding with her, growing, being more patient, all that stuff has been good. The PCA waiver has honestly been good. And if you guys saw on my Instagram, we rented a handicap van this past weekend, and then actually this next weekend, the weekend of my birthday week, that week, we have a guy coming to our house from another company to try out a rear entry van and see what we think, because again, this is not something that I can just choose to go to, like, you know, Joe's body shop and get like a $4,000 car. Like, I wish I had that luxury, and I'm gonna call it a luxury because $4,000 is something that I can save myself and be independent, but $30,000 for a used car and $63,000 for a new one is not something that I can do by myself. So I need to rely on my parents, and most 22-year-olds, I would think, have at least their own car by now. Maybe their parents help them with it, but most of the ones I know have their own car, and they pay for it by themselves, and they maintain it with gas and insurance and all that stuff, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that. So there is a sense of guilt because I have to rely on my parents yet again for something financially when, you know, I should be able to be independent, but I can't in that instance. So that's tough, but I think I'll start getting into that more as I get older, because I'll see my friends, or why do I keep saying my friends? They're not my friends. They're people that I've went to school with who I follow on social media. They probably don't know I exist. You know, maybe some of them do, but majority of them don't. And that's been proven to me on multiple occasions. Like the one in my Angry About Accessibility video. I'll link that down below because I really want that to go like viral-ish, and I want people to see it, and I want maybe that one classmate who said those things to see it and realize that that was way online and not cool. Because as I get older, I'm starting to see that things are not accessible and they're not the way that they need to be, and people do often cut corners and are not fully, you know, because it takes more time and it's more expensive and, you know, this and that and excuses, but it's like, it's my life. And that is and it's my life, and it's my grandmother's life, and it's everybody's grandma, and, you know, their cousin or their sister or their brother, you know, anything. And that's something that I've been really, really trying to deal with in the month of April too. Is just like, I'm angry about accessibility. I'm angry that people don't understand. But as my counselor was saying, that for a lot of my peers, there you go, that's the right term, they didn't know until I educated them. And if you didn't know, I was the only child in a wheelchair through basically my entire 12 years of schooling plus preschool, so nobody knew jack anything about accessibility. And if you actually Google my name, an article will pop up that I did with my parents and a reporter that I know, where we single-handedly got the ball rolling on an $81 million renovation almost 4 years ago. And we pushed for automatic doors to be put in school. And according to my sources now, those doors do not work. They're not maintained. And that's really quite sad to me, because they should be. But it's not my school anymore, so I can't go there and say, hey, you're wrong, you should fix this. I've moved up. Well, I mean, it's not a season in my life anymore. And you may be wondering, like, why is this coming up in every single one of your videos? Well, I think it should, because accessibility is important, and basically, if I can't access something, then I can't go and I lose out on that part of the activity. Or, it's isolation again, like my friend Cassidy iterated in her video. It's isolating when you need to rely on people, or it's isolating when like your dog can't fit somewhere because it's too small, or there's no push button door for your friend in the wheelchair to get into, you know what I mean? So it's not cool, and it should change. And I hope one day to go down to DC to talk about all this, but I may have to start here at home first. And I did once, and I'm not afraid to do it again because I honestly think I'm very good at it. But like I said, that's one of the things that I have been working on to be okay with. Like, yes, I'm angry about it, and yes, this makes me angry, and yes, I wish I could just like tear down my whole house and like tear down my friend's house and just like make life easier for everyone, and my grandmother included. And I think a lot of my anger and sadness about things stems from her. Like, I wish I could make life easier for everyone, but I can't. And yes, people are suffering with things and they're dealing with things every day, but I can't make that easier because I have my own to deal with. The only thing that I can do is try to be there for them in the best way that I know how to, without stepping on their toes, or without like making a fool out of myself and saying something stupid or offensive or insulting, because I wouldn't want that done to me, so why would I do that to other people? You know what I mean? And sometimes you have a helpless feeling when that happens. It's not fun, but it happens, and it is what it is. What else have we been doing in April? Oh, I've been filming a lot of YouTube videos. So be on the lookout for those. Some of them are really, 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 really fun. And yeah, actually, I have a request from you guys. There is a tag going around on Instagram and YouTube called Make Assumptions About Me, but I, of course, don't want to be like, basic. So I was wondering if you guys would do one of two things. Either leave down in the comments your assumption of, well, three things actually. Your assumption of when you first found my videos, your assumption about cerebral palsy, or your assumption about me being in a wheelchair. Like something like, oh my god, she gets the best parking spot, or oh my god, whatever, like, you get to sit down all day, you're so lucky. I've heard that before. Or, oh, sitting is so bad for you, you're gonna die like 12 years early. Something like that. So, leave that video idea down below and I'll respond to them. Make them funny, make them serious, make them sad, make them happy, whatever you want to make them. Just, leave it down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!